In the beginning, Rome turned its gaze only toward the land. The legions marched, conquered, and built an empire. But the sea? The sea was for traders and their enemies. That would soon change. And when it did, Rome wouldn't just build a navy, it would dominate the Mediterranean. This is the story of how a landlocked city forged a war machine that ruled the waves. For centuries, Rome had no real navy. Her enemies could be reached and defeated on foot. But by 311 BC, the Republic recognized the need to defend its coastline and established a board of officials to construct and maintain a fleet. Each Duumvir Navalis commanded a small squadron of 10 ships, likely triremes, fast vessels rowed by 3 banks of oarsmen. Still, this early navy saw little action, and even less success. In 282 BC, the Roman fleet suffered a humiliating defeat at the hands of the Tarentines. When naval power was truly needed, the Republic leaned on its allies, cities like Naples or the Greek colonies in Magna Graecia, to provide ships and crews. That changed in 264 BC. Rome had entered a struggle with Carthage over control of Sicily, the beginning of the First Punic War. Carthage was a maritime superpower. Its ships were faster, better built, and crewed by professional sailors. To stand a chance, Rome had to act fast. In 261 BC, the Republic ordered the construction of a brand new fleet, 100 quinqueremes and 20 triremes. It was a bold gamble. Rome had never built ships of this size or scale before. But they weren't just copying, they were innovating. Ancient naval combat revolved around 2 main strategies: ramming and boarding. Every warship carried a bronze ram affixed below the waterline. A skilled helmsman could pierce the hull of an enemy vessel or shear off its oars. But the Romans weren't skilled. Not yet. Their crews were inexperienced. Their ships, slower and less maneuverable. So they changed the rules. They invented the corvus, Latin for raven, a boarding bridge with a deadly iron spike hoisted vertically until battle. When the enemy approached, the corvus was dropped onto their deck, pinning the ships together. Then Roman legionaries, fighting as marines, stormed aboard and won the battle hand to hand. The result was devastating. At the Battle of Mylae in 260 BC, Rome's new tactic overwhelmed the Carthaginians. The Romans adopted the quinquereme as their standard warship. It was larger than a trireme, probably rowed by 5 oarsmen per vertical section, working across 3 levels. Not as agile, but more stable, and crucially, it could carry more marines. A captured Carthaginian quinquereme served as the model for Rome's first fleet, which was reportedly constructed in just 60 days. That speed was made possible by mass production techniques. Archaeological finds off Sicily show Punic ships were prefabricated, with instructions marked directly on the timbers. Rome had copied not only the ship, but the production line. Oared warships were fast, but had major limitations. They needed enormous crews, 300 men per quinquereme, yet had little room for fresh water or provisions. Crews couldn't move around much without destabilizing the ship. Most fleets couldn't stay at sea for more than 3 days without beaching. Control of harbors, islands, and coastlines became critical. Victory at sea wasn't just about sinking ships, it was about controlling the shores. By the end of the Punic Wars, Rome was no longer just a land power. It had built, lost, and rebuilt fleets, and gained the skills to dominate the Mediterranean. In the Imperial era, Augustus formalized the navy as a permanent professional force. 2 major fleets were stationed in Italy: the classis Misenensis, based at Misenum, and the classis Ravennatis, based at Ravenna. Other squadrons, the classis Alexandrina, classis Britannica, and more, patrolled the empire's rivers and coastlines. Imperial warships still used oars, but by now sails and logistics had become more prominent. The navy shifted from large-scale naval battles to patrolling, anti-piracy, escort duty, and supply transport. They ferried legions, enforced imperial authority, and ensured safe shipping from Britain to Syria. Rome didn't begin as a seafaring power, but when the tides of war demanded it, they adapted, engineered, and overcame. From clumsy ships with untrained crews to professional fleets defending an empire, the Roman navy became a symbol of control, order, and the might of the Republic and Empire alike. And while the legions conquered the land, the navy ensured Rome ruled the seas. Thanks for exploring the Roman Navy with History Vault. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to subscribe, like, and hit that bell so you don't miss future deep dives into ancient history. Until then, dig deeper, see further, understand more.